What's up, guys? I'm back. I'm back here in video today. Okay, folks. So I'm back here in video today, obviously. So right now, I'm gonna be doing an album review for some metal music and stuff. Like just one, folks. So the band that I'm gonna be reviewing today, um, is a band called Ulver and stuff. And this album I got here is called I'm just gonna call it Bergtatt or something. And one, folks. So talking about this band I got here, Over, they're from Norway and stuff. Obviously, like a Norwegian band. And what I'm reading here is like the main thing I know, like I don't know much about this band. Like I obviously have heard of this band before, like obviously, but I don't know much. Like, and what I'm reading here is that I'm looking at a website here, and what I'm looking at is that this band has gone through many music changes throughout their career. What I'm reading here is that under demos and first full length album was mainly like black metal and like black slash folk metal. That's what I'm reading here. Their second album is entirely acoustic album. And the 1997 album is a raw aggressive black metal album. Like that's what I'm reading here. And one, folks, like you guys heard me say, I don't know much about this band. Like before, I obviously have heard of this band before. Like I obviously knew the name, but didn't know much about the music before I listened to this album that I got. It's called so this album I got here is called Bergtatt or something. Like I'm not Norwegian, obviously, so there's probably a good chance I probably mess up the name of the album and stuff. Like, one, folks. Like, there's probably a good chance of that, but one, folks. So for this album I got here, this album, from what I'm reading here, was released February of 1995, and one, folks. And so if we're looking at the track list here, there's only 5 songs on here, and all 5 are Norwegian. Like, one, folks. So obviously, like, so they're obviously in a different language and all of that stuff. Like, just one, folks. So right now, you guys are gonna hear me talk about the music style and what I noticed, like in terms of, like the music on this album, and just what I noticed in terms of instrumentation and all of that stuff. So a few things I noticed that, like, this is not like any other black metal album. Like, and what I mean by that is that, like, usually if you guys are like familiar with black metal, like is like those like raw recordings that like with like fast tempos and like tremolo picking riffs and like high pitched shrieky vocals, like and all of that stuff. Like that's not all black metal is known for, but a lot of it is. But a few things I noticed is that, like, this album had a lot of like had a good amount of acoustic guitar parts. Like one, folks. Now, like I obviously noticed like they had like the trademark black metal sound, like just fast tempo and like one, folks. Like they obviously had the trademark black metal sound to it in a good, like in the majority of the tracks. Like, And one thing I noticed when they had those like fast tempo parts, it kind of reminded me of Dark Throne in a way. Like, not even lying. Like the fast parts that Ulver had on this album reminded me of Dark Throne. Could they have been Could this band have been inspired by Dark Throne? Maybe. Like, I have no idea, but there's always a good possibility of that. Like, one new folks. And so those are a few things I noticed that like, and also like, and also it had like atmospheric sound to it. Like, like it made me feel like I was transported to like another universe when I was listening to this album, and like I don't know how to describe it. Like that's like the best way I can describe it and stuff. And so talking about the guy and the vocals and stuff, and so what I noticed is that like obviously one thing I noticed is that like the lyrics aren't in Norwegian, like in a different language, obviously. They're in Norwegian, so I have no idea what they could possibly be talking about. Like, I have no idea. Like, one new folks. Like, but one thing I noticed about the guy on the vocals that like he had like kind of like his vocals had like some, I don't want to say like operatic vocals, but like it reminded me of like that's the best way I can describe it. It's just like operatic and one new folks and yep, and the fast playing. And when they had the fast playing on this album, I noticed that like he had like the black metal type vocals, like that remind me of the guy from whoever the vocalist from Dark Throne is, and he reminded me of two guys, the guy from Dark Throne and Abbott from mainly from Immortal and stuff. Like one new folks, like, but overall, this was an album I enjoyed from start to finish. Like I really enjoyed it a lot, and it's definitely easier to digest for somebody getting into black metal, in my opinion. But, anyways, I enjoyed the album from start to finish, and right now is basically when I'm going to be ending today's video off. Like, I don't want to go any further with today's video. Like, I simply don't, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace out, everybody.